What happens when the most advanced cities in America can't take care of their own people? From Silicon Valley to the streets of Philadelphia, this is the untold story of the silent crisis we pass by every day. Stay with us because behind every tent, there's a life, a dream, and a truth we can't ignore. Right in the middle of Las Vegas, the city of lights and millionaires, more than 1,500 people live underground in dark and wet sewer tunnels. In New York, just steps away from Times Square where tourists take photos, a 65-year-old man sleeps on a cardboard box in front of a luxury store. The US is one of the richest and most powerful countries in the world, a place where dreams begin. But behind the shiny image, over 770,000 people have no home. What went wrong? This is a country that spends billions of dollars on defense, artificial intelligence, and space. But still, many people don't even have a roof over their heads. Is the American dream fading? Not because we stopped dreaming, but because many people are now just trying to survive. In today's video, we'll visit the 10 biggest cities in America where the homelessness crisis is no longer just a number, it's real people with real stories. Every time someone sleeps outside or sighs quietly in the city, no one listens. Keep watching till the end, because the third city on this list might shock you. You may have once thought of it as a dream place, but now it feels like a nightmare. This is the New York City subway, a famous symbol of the city. But not everyone here is waiting for a train. Some people live here, not because they want to, but because they have nowhere else to go. These subway stops have become homes for the homeless. Their dreams are gone. And it's not just below ground. Above ground, things are just as bad. Tents are everywhere in Manhattan parks, under the Brooklyn Bridge, and in the alleys of Queens. Some people now call it New Tent City, a tent city inside a city of million-dollar buildings. The U.S. Department of Housing says that in the past 20 years, the number of homeless people in New York has gone up by 175%. During the pandemic, programs like rent help and eviction bans lowered homelessness by 25%, but only for a short time. When those programs ended, homelessness quickly increased again. One sad fact is that the number of older people becoming homeless has gone up by more than 55% in the last 5 years. That's because rent prices have doubled, but social support has not increased. One woman who used to have a job is now living on the streets after facing family and health problems. She says sometimes she finds cardboard to sleep on, and sometimes she doesn't. Cardboard helps keep the dirt away and makes sleeping on the street a little easier. Being homeless in New York is not just about not having a home. It leads to mental health problems, untreated sickness, and losing trust in the system. Small stores in Midtown are closing because tourists don't feel safe walking past tents. The community is broken. Many kids can't go to school because their families live in cars or public garages. People feel disconnected and hopeless. Even worse, they stop believing in the American dream. But there is still hope. Groups like Coalition for the Homeless and God's Love We Deliver are helping homeless people, especially the elderly. Brands like Tom's and Meals on Wheels are also giving hot food in poor areas like Brooklyn. New York used to be a place where anyone could succeed. But is that still true today? When so many people who worked all their lives are now sleeping in silver tents. Do you think homeless people deserve a better life? Tell us in the comments. If you think New York has lost its values, wait until you see the next city. In Hollywood, people spend millions of dollars for just a few seconds of movie scenes. But not far from there, many people sleep in tents, surrounded by traffic and silence from society. Los Angeles is a place where you might see a movie star and a homeless person on the same street. Skid Row is the largest homeless area in America. It looks like a mini city of tents, trash, and sad eyes. Even the most beautiful places in LA are changing because of this crisis. According to the LA Homeless Authority, more than 75,500 people were homeless in 2024. That's a 10% increase in just 1 year. Almost 50% of them live fully outdoors with no shelter, water, or toilets. People who live in LA are feeling scared and unsafe. Parents don't let kids play outside without an adult. Others worry they could be next. Zillow says the average rent in LA is now $2,800 per month. That's too expensive for many workers and older people. Some people lose their homes just before big holidays like New Year's, when rent suddenly goes up. Thankfully, groups like Union Rescue Mission give shelter, healthcare, and job help to older homeless people. There's also an app called We Shelter that helps people find food, medical help, and a place to sleep. With just one click, users can even ask for donations. A mix of community help and technology is being used. Los Angeles makes us wonder. This city earns over $5 billion each year from the film industry. But is it forgetting the people who once helped build its success? Do you remember when movie theaters were always full? And the streets outside were clean and peaceful? Tell us your memories of Los Angeles in the comments below. Stay with us, because the next city faces a very hard winter. In this city, people must choose. Stay and face the cold or leave into the unknown. Chicago is known as America's industrial and transport hub. Now, thousands of people are sleeping under bridges, near train stations, and in abandoned hospitals. In places like Uptown, Garfield Park, and the South Side, tents are popping up near old buildings. The cold in Chicago is very strong. Even if someone wears many layers, it's not enough. But some people on the streets only have a thin, torn coat. They use shopping carts to carry everything they have left. Not because they chose this life, but because they have no other choice. According to a 2024 report from the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless, nearly 68,000 people in the city were homeless last year. This includes people who had to sleep in their cars or stay with friends and relatives. Among them, about 20,000 are children. That number shocks people in a city with a $770 billion economy. A 33-year-old single mother used to work as a nurse. But after the pandemic, rent went up too much. She now lives in an old SUV with her 2 kids. They use gas station bathrooms and drive far every night to find a safe place to sleep. She said, "I still have a job. But every month I must choose, pay rent or feed my kids. I can't do both." Old neighborhoods in Chicago are falling apart. Many elderly people lost their benefits and had to leave their homes. In winter, hypothermia cases go up, especially for people over 60. People are leaving Chicago. Not because they don't love it anymore, but because they can't survive there. Franciscan Outreach is running winter shelters. They give out warm food, blankets, and medical help, especially for older people. The Homeless Helper app is also helping. It lets people report cases that need quick help. It connects donors and shows nearby support centers. Why is a city once called the City of Big Shoulders now forcing families to sleep under bridges? If you're still here, you're one of the few who haven't turned away from this truth. Now let's talk about a city with bright lights. But it hides a dark world underground. Above the ground, there are neon lights and happy sounds from casinos. But just a few steps below, over 1,500 people live in Las Vegas's sewer system. Las Vegas never goes dark. But under that light, people are fighting to stay alive. This city was once the entertainment capital of the world. Now, it has one of the biggest underground homeless populations in the US. These sewers are wet, dark, and sometimes flood. But they are now home to many people. Some are veterans, some elderly, and some still have jobs. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, nearly 20% of people here have jobs but still can't afford rent. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is $1,450. That's a 35% increase from 3 years ago. But incomes have not gone up. Las Vegas now fines people $1,000 or gives them 6 months in jail if they set up tents in public places. So the homeless move to more dangerous spots, sewers, empty parks, and desert areas. This is a cycle of hiding. Hiding from the police and hiding from a world that forgot them. The Shine a Light group helps people in the sewers. They offer medical care, clean water, mental health support, and job help. The Hand Up app also connects people with local homeless support. Las Vegas makes us ask an important question. How can people enjoy roulette tables, while just below, others who once served this city are suffering in darkness? Do you remember Las Vegas in the 70s? When Fremont Street was where families came to relax. Tell us your memories in the comments below. Now we go to a sunny city by the ocean. But the warm weather does not help the 10,000 plus people who sleep outside each night. Just minutes from Mission Bay Beach, where tourists enjoy the sun, you will find hundreds of tents lined up along the street. This tropical paradise is also home to people living in old cars, with no bathroom and no idea how long they've lived like this. San Diego was once the perfect vacation spot. But now, tents and sleeping bags are found in parks, sidewalks, and even near highways. The beautiful views are still there. But the places to live are disappearing. The San Diego Regional Task Force says there were over 10,200 homeless people by the end of 2023. That's a 22% increase in just 1 year. Rent here is 63% higher than the national average. Two-bedroom apartments cost about $2,800 a month. That's too much for retirees and low-income workers. People are not just losing homes. They are losing access to healthcare and mental health support. The homeless situation is more visible now. And the gap between rich and poor is growing. San Diego is becoming a city split by something simple, a roof. The city is building quick container homes to help. And Father Joe's Villages is creating a special place for elderly people. They give medical, mental, and food support. But are these steel houses enough? Can they help hearts that are slowly breaking? Or are we only fixing the outside while the real problems continue to grow inside? Now, let's visit Silicon Valley. A place where no one should be poor. But the truth is very different. From the top of a tall building in San Jose, you can see the offices of Google, Apple, and Meta. These companies changed the world. But just a few blocks away, people live in trucks, tents, and even shipping containers. Many of them used to work for these companies. San Jose is the heart of Silicon Valley. It has one of the highest average incomes in the US, but it is also home to over 6,300 homeless people. Here, working and being homeless is normal. It's becoming more and more common. A one-bedroom apartment now costs more than $3,000 per month. That's more than double the national average. 20% of the homeless people in San Jose still work full-time. But their wages are not enough to live. Technology is growing fast. But the people who made it possible are being left behind. This is not just a housing problem. It's a problem of trust and values. The community is split. Some live in smart homes. Others sleep in parking lots just outside their workplaces. The city government is planning to control rent prices. They are also raising the minimum wage to $20 per hour. This is to help people deal with the rising cost of living. At the same time, a nonprofit group called Life Moves in the Bay Area is helping homeless people over 55 years old. They give them temporary housing, job counseling, and free medical care. But here is a question. Has technology forgotten the people who built it? Are we moving too fast and not looking back? Have you ever visited San Jose when life was calm and peaceful? When the streets were full of big shady trees? When neighbors knew each other by name? If yes, please share your memories in the comments. Now let's go to the next city where homelessness is not just something you see. It has become part of city policy. In downtown Dallas, you may not see tents or people sleeping on sidewalks anymore. But this doesn't mean the problem is solved. The homeless were removed from public places. Not because they got homes, but because they are no longer allowed to be there. Dallas has around 4,200 homeless people. Nearly 1,000 of them are banned from downtown areas. Cheap apartments are very hard to find. In the last 5 years, apartments under $900 per month have dropped by more than 60%. Dallas has banned sleeping overnight in parks, on streets, or downtown. So many people had to move away from places they knew. Now they live under bridges, in far-off areas, or near highways. The city looks clean, but hope is fading. The homeless have lost access to doctors, food, jobs, and legal help. Even free clinics and food centers are closing down. Everything that once helped the poor is disappearing. One group called Stewpot Dallas is trying to help. They offer hot meals, mental health support, and help the elderly living outside the city. So we must ask, are we cleaning the streets or cleaning away the people? When a person's presence becomes a problem, what does that say about the city? Now let's visit Philadelphia. This city has a rich history, but a painful present. Kensington, once an important industrial area, is now known as the opioid capital of America. There is medical waste on the ground and people wandering in poor health. Philadelphia has over 4,500 homeless people. Nearly 950 of them sleep outside each night. Many are older adults, former teachers, or unskilled workers. The rate of drug use here is 3 times the national average. Being homeless and sick makes life even harder. It becomes a never-ending struggle. Philadelphia is now expanding free job training for homeless people and those recovering from addiction. In 2023, over 1,200 people joined the program. Also, a group called Project Home is building small housing communities. They include mental health help for older adults fighting addiction. Can a strong and free society fix its own problems? Or are we letting our past fade away in places we no longer visit? Do you remember the peaceful afternoons on the red brick steps of Philadelphia? Please share your memories of what made you love this city. Next, let's go to Phoenix. People here sleep during the day and walk at night. Not because they like it, but because the ground can reach 60 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt rubber shoes. Phoenix is one of the hottest cities in America. The sun here not only burns the trees, but also the hope of people with no shelter. Homeless people sleep in parks, under bridges, and in parking lots. But they know they have to leave again by nightfall. In just 5 years, rent prices in Phoenix have gone up 80%. But workers' pay has not gone up much. Now, more than 9,600 people are homeless in Phoenix. Most are elderly, jobless, or not eligible for medical help. When extreme heat and no housing come together, people lose more than homes. They lose health, strength, and hope. One group called Circle the City is helping. They give out water, provide mobile health care, and mental health support. They also send medical vans to check on elderly people who cannot travel. If you are 65 years old and homeless, who will help you in this desert heat? The sun, once a sign of life, is now burning away what little people have. Do you remember Phoenix when it was cool and green? When people cared more for each other? Please share those memories. Finally, we arrive in San Francisco. This city is full of tech, money, and big ideas. But rent is so high that even people with full-time jobs can't afford a place to live. In San Francisco, you can see a self-driving car next to a man sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk. The city is a leader in tech. But in places like the Tenderloin district, hundreds of people live on the streets. There are syringes, trash, and people walking past without looking. A city once known for progress now shows a huge gap between rich and poor. San Francisco has about 7,800 homeless people. That's nearly 1/3 of the total in California. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is over $3,100. That's the highest in the country. When poor people are forced out, the city loses more than just residents. It loses culture, kindness, and community. Old neighborhoods are being replaced by tech buildings. But the heart of the city is breaking. Every morning, the city removes tents, but not the pain behind them. The group Lava May offers free mobile showers, hygiene kits, and healthcare. There's also an app called Kindly that helps people support homeless neighbors directly. This is a city that can send people to space, but still fails to give a roof to someone who has worked all their life. If you've come this far with us, don't stop now. Behind every number is a person. Behind every person is a dream fighting to survive. Every city in this video has its own reasons and problems. But one question is the same for all: do we have the courage to face the truth? You can turn off this video now and go back to your life. Or you can share this so someone else can learn. Please comment the name of a city you've lived in or visited. Tell us what you saw about homelessness there. Was it a street, a person, or a moment you won't forget? Even a small action can change how people think. We are not here to judge or blame. We are just sharing the truth. Because any of us can become homeless after just one bad moment. And every homeless person deserves to be seen, heard, and treated with respect. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. All the information in this video comes from trusted reports and data. We don't work for any company or political group. Our only goal is to raise awareness and bring people together. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.